Oh my God, what did I just watch? All right, so against my better judgment, I know I shouldn't have, but I saw the first episode of the Velma series. I know I shouldn't have because I saw all the signs. I saw all the signs right from when the first trailer was dropped on YouTube, and I saw the ratioing and the comments, but I didn't pay attention. Even though the ratioing was 321,000 dislikes to 37,000 likes, actually added my own dislike for principle. But regardless of that, I was still waiting for more encouragement to not see this show because I was going to do it. So I waited for Rotten Tomatoes when it was released 2 days ago. And Rotten Tomatoes, what do you have here? Even the critics didn't like this thing. And the audience, oh my goodness, the audience totally despised this thing as it got an abysmal score of 7%. 7%. But an IMDb showed me that this show is rated or having a rating of about 1.8 star out of 10. These were all signs that was telling me, sire, don't see this show. But I was like, screw all that. Screw all that. I was going to see this show regardless of what anybody thought or regardless of what I was going to go through seeing this show because I needed to see this show so you don't go and see this show. But in any case, I wanted to hear from the showrunner herself, the executive producer of the show, Mandy Kaling, who was approached, by an interviewer that, look, a lot of people are liking the way your show is going or the direction that your show is going. And what do you think about the people that are criticizing your show? And she went the usual route, that most of these Hollywood celebrities go, to attack the fans rather than actually try to understand the fans and where the fans are coming from. And she said, well, if dogs can solve crime, well, people should be okay and not freak out about, I'm paraphrasing here, about her Velma being brown. And if people freak out about that, I don't care. Point blank, period. She doesn't care about us, right? So all the signs were there. Like all the signs were there, but I decided to see this show and oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It wasn't, like the Access Media would try to tell you that when a show gets such a poor rating, like as bad as this, or Rotten Tomatoes is as bad as, a 7%, they try to tell you that the show is because people are review bombing. They review bomb it. Now, when shows get positively review bombed, they don't talk about that. However, when the show is getting negative reviews, they say it is being review bombed. But I never pay Access Media too much mind because I know Access Media, they are a corporate shield for certain people. Make of that what you will. However, I just had to see the show myself, regardless of what everybody has been saying from all sides. And this is what I make of it. First of all, it's not the show we knew growing up. It's not the same Scooby-Doo. And these are not the same characters. Matter of fact, this is not Scooby-Doo. This is not the murder mysteries that we know. So they reimagined Velma into a South Asian girl, right? A South Asian brown girl, who in this first episode is totally insufferable, in my own opinion. Yes, and they also reimagined Daphne as well to a Southeast Asian girl. And obviously, Daphne might be a little bit richer than Velma because, Asians are rich, right? And South Asians are not. That's what they try to portray, regardless of the fact that when you look at the list of the highest earning people in America, Southeast Asians and Asians, whether they be from India or China or whatever, they actually top that list. They are actually in top 10, and white Americans come maybe closer to top 20, right? So make of that what you will. That's what they try to portray. They're trying to portray the society as they see it, not as the society truly is. Of course, the next person that they actually totally replaced was Shaggy, as we know him, is now black. Shaggy is now bearing his government name Norville. It's a totally different character in my opinion, because Shaggy is someone who's scared and whilst trying to escape, always seems to trap the perpetrator of the murder back in the days. But this Shaggy is kind of smart, genius, I think, or is a smart black guy who specifically doesn't like drugs and had to let us know, I don't like drugs, right? because you're trying to unlearn a stereotype, right? So this show is particularly very preachy, and the one last person that they didn't reimagine for some obvious reasons was Fred. And Fred, boy oh boy, did they do that poor boy dirty. They did him really dirty. Now Fred is a straight white male who happens to be rich, and why wouldn't he be rich? Of course, he's got white privilege, so he would be rich because all white people got white privilege, and all white people are rich, and all white people are successful. So that's Fred, who's obnoxious in his own way, who never seems to remember Velma for some reason. And Fred has something that he's very, very self-conscious about, and it is that he has a small wiener. Right? And so isn't that stereotypically or stereotyping the white myth that white people got small white wiener? They had to throw that in there. So this is, in my own personal opinion, her projection of how she sees the world. And it's quite, I don't know, it's quite ironic because her last boyfriend, or the person that she was dating and not dating and undating, and they're still good friends, happens to be white. So I don't know what you're trying to tell us, Mendy, because if you self-inserted yourself in there and you're saying certain things about certain people of a certain race, are you trying to tell us something, the reason why you've friend-zoned your ex? I don't know. I'm just spitting balls here. What do I know? But in any case, this entire show is a dumpster fire, and it's got nudity. And it is full of talking about sex and sexuality for some reason. I wonder why they keep on talking about all of those things. Talk about lesbians and how good they are at solving crimes, even though the people that they were talking about in this particular show did not lift a finger to try to do anything regarding solving crimes. But they had to just throw those information in there. And also trying to pass certain messages, because that's what Hollywood does today. So they have forgone all of the good storytellings. They have thrown away all of the escapism. They've thrown away all of the entertainment regarding this show so that they can push the message, as they usually do. So this show, I am not surprised at all that a lot of people hate this show, and it's an absolute dumpster fire. And I am certainly not surprised that this show is a flop and a total disaster.